Hello, everyone. Welcome to. Probably swallow before I do anything. Hello,
Hello,
welcome.
everybody. Welcome to the midweek report.
He's stealing my job now. What he said. Welcome to midweek game. Well, midweek gaming, dummy. You forgot. We changed the
No,
name.
no, 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 no. Maybe. I'm saying midweek
Maybe.
report as in, hey, we get a report for you. It's not the mid of the week, but hey, we get a weekly report.
Cheeky bugger. But anyways, so anyways, this week is an interesting one. Back to Destiny. I honestly didn't expect I'd be covering Destiny again so soon, but then again, I also didn't expect what Bungie ended up doing. So we all know sunsetting if you played Destiny, right? If those who aren't in the know, it's basically where they took all the old weapons and said, you can't use them anymore. They're capped to power level, which means in all leveled content, they don't really work. I mean, in Crucible, with the way things are now, because power level doesn't mean anything in Crucible anymore unless you're playing high level content like um freaking what's the one with the Lord Saladin?
Iron Banner.
Name just suddenly Iron Banner, thank you. The name just wouldn't come to me. Or Trials of Osiris, where power level actually matters, but in regular Crucible, power doesn't matter. But 99% of everything else it does. So you can use the old weapons. Yeah, well, Bungie apparently just this Thursday was like, yeah, you know what? You can have them back. So now everything has just been unsunset. That's nice. It only took them
Yes.
about, what, 3 years? Four, maybe? I have lost count. The problem is that since it's been so long since sunset has been a thing, 90% of people have gotten rid of their old stuff. So that's a thing. That wouldn't be a problem, except for the fact that you can't really pull anything from collections that's randomized. And outside of era stuff that was from like the Red War era, 99% of things are randomized. So yeah.
A few problems here and there.
So I mean, thanks Bungie. It means I can pull out my old Mida multi tool and like a bunch of Red War era stuff that I could do, and I could technically pull out from collections my old Leviathan weapons and stuff like that. But beyond that, I really can't do anything. But it's nice to know. Nice to know. Funny enough, I don't. I was actually on the fence of whether I was actually going to talk about this, but weirdly enough, you could almost say that there is a purpose to this. And now, this is me being very tinfoil hatty. I have no proof whatever soever of what I'm about to say, but hear me out. Recently, a rumor has been making the rounds around the Destiny community about a possible Destiny 3. I won't recite the whole origin of the rumors and where it came from because that would take more time than I would rather take away from you, generous people. So, I will just say it's a thing and look into it if you're interested. It's an interesting story. But the rumor basically revolves around Destiny 3. And why am I bringing this up? Well, I possibly have a theory that the reason they're doing this now is possibly to future proof the game. Think about it. What purpose would unsunsetting have now? I mean, yeah, no one's going to argue that it's a good thing. I mean, I'm not going to argue that I like having sunset weapons come back. I mean, 99% of people you talk to in the community will say that sunsetting in general was a mistake. I mean, yeah, the game was bloating, but when it came to weapons, I mean, the whole reason sunsetting weapons were a thing was not due to bloat, but due to the fact that it allowed Bungie to artificially shift the meta. If you've been around during Season of Arrivals, you know exactly what I'm talking about because all you would see in the Crucible is gnawing hunger. And that got sunset along with a lot of other things, so my point kind of stands right there. But new ways have come to shift the meta, and Bungie has decided to do other things, so yeah, there's really no point to sunsetting anymore, especially now. But like I said, a lot of people think it was a bad idea anyway. So, coming back now, maybe this is Bungie's way of future proofing the game. Because if Destiny 3 is on the horizon, because, like I said, there's been rumors that it might be coming in the next year or two. At least that's my personal theory, is the release date. Maybe this is Bungie's attempt to future proof the game.
Might be.
And again, I have no real proof of any of that. That's just my spinfoil hat theory. What do you think, Justin?
Eh. I think that overall they're just making it so that it's easier for people to go and level up and get to end game content a little more sooner and faster than other times.
Yeah, well, I mean, they also have that new thing coming in Lightfall in the next month or so with Fire Team level, or Fire Team power, which, for those who aren't aware, basically means that apparently what's going to be going on in the future is that when you are in a fire team in something like strikes or high end content or just in general, the person with the highest firepower or light level or power level or whatever we're calling it these days is going to effectively be the one that everyone gets promoted to. So you're never going to have to be like you're never gonna if you're in a team with higher level people in endgame content, that higher level person is going to basically buff everyone in the team up to I think a level or 5 levels or something below their own. So yeah, it's a nice way to make sure everyone is kind of around the same level, so you don't have people that are like coming into I don't know a 1810 raid and they're only like 1780 and they get absolutely demolished by everything. So it's a nice touch. So again, it could
I
be like you said,
I'll
kind
say
of.
this does also play into what we said earlier about weapons being basically unsunsetted, because there's also another thing that goes and plays into this, which involves your overall account, and all this
Mm,
combined pretty much not only unsunsets a lot of things, but also goes into you know the whole ability of your light level is equivalent to whoever's the strongest and everything related to that.
yeah, like I said, it'll be interesting to see what repercussions this have. I mean, I've already seen people like Astacross make kind of videos, both morning and kind of giving a bit of commentary on the fact that it's nice that everything's been on sunset, but he dismantled all his sunset weaponry. So, yeah, yay, kind of. I don't know. Again, that kind of goes into the fact that it's like it's nice that everything's been unsunset, but at this point, I kind of have to ask, what's the point?
Yep.
Like everyone's been kind of used to the idea of sunset weaponry for so long that no one has any old weaponry. And as I said prior, the only weaponry that can get pulled from collections that you may have disabled already or dismantled, I should say, is around like Red War era weaponry from both the raids and the actual like campaign. So yeah. So unless you're really mine a multi tool, which I think was one of the weapons they started carrying over anyway. Yeah, or
Yep.
like unless you really want to pull out the freaking original version of Midnight Coup, not the brave one, then eh. And even then, older versions of weaponry don't have the modern perk pools that newer weaponry does, or just the modern like origin trait. So older weaponry is just weaker anyway. So there's also the question of power creep at this point. Like that's always a question in games like this. Weapons are slowly going to get power crept out of the game, or characters, or however the game's based around. So at some point, you kind of have to wonder, like, bringing old weapons back is nice and all, but is anyone actually going to use old weapons? If that is, they like I said, even have them still.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big thing of it is although they're making it so that you can go and get those weapons again and they will have more modern perks and stuff, that doesn't exactly go and change the fact that they no longer have the perks that they once did.
I'm not sure how to comment on that because I think you're commenting on the reverse version, but maybe I'm misreading it.
Well, no, I remember what the blog kind of said. Like it was basically along the lines of, you're gonna be able to go and get weapons back again. Like you're gonna be able to go and grind for them again and all that, and they're gonna have a new set of perks and stuff. But not all of them are gonna have the exact same perks that they once did, because of the fact that they're going to have new perks, and a lot of those new perks are going to override what old perks they might have once had.
I think you're thinking of the Brave Arsenal, my dude.
I think I might be too. Yeah, I might be. Still though,
Yeah, the Brave Arsenal has more modern, updated perk pools, which is a good thing. But the older weapons that have not been on Sunset, you can pull from a collection, still have those old perk pools. So, I mean, like I said, if you really want to use the original Midnight Coup or something like that, go right ahead. I have it, I can use it, but I, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of where we stand right now. the unsunsetting of everything kind of sends an interesting precedent in the community. I, for one, will be interested to hear how this goes. But yeah, any other commentary you want to put on, Justin? I feel like we're slowly running out of commentary here.
Not really. I mean, overall, I would say that Bungie is really been seemingly pushing Destiny towards the way of not being as heavy of a grind fest for players to make it a little more accommodating for not only new players but also players who are not able to put in large vasts of hours into the game at a time. So
Mm.
it allows people to be able to go and be like, oh yeah, I just got off of work. I want to go and play the game with my friends. Oh hey, we're considering doing a raid this weekend. Would you be able to join us? I might be because I'm not so under level anymore that it's going to take me hours over the weekend just to be able to try to catch up to you before we even raid. So I don't know.
Yeah, this can certainly change the rating scene. You are right on that one.
Well, I mean, what was it? The more recent raid for this expansion definitely changed things up. But yeah,
Man, I have not played Root of Nightmares yet, man. I was debating. I
apparently,
think Root of
Nightmares is very easy. So
It was. It's kind of funny hearing that because I remember when people first saw it, they're like, "God damn, this is difficult," and then now after contest mode, everyone's like, "It's not that bad." It's always funny hearing the before and afters of people's impressions on raids. I mean, like I said, recently I actually went back and actually did Crota Zen for the first time, even though I was a D1 veteran. I never played the original raid, and well, Crota's a bit harder these days, but he's still the same old Crota, so
nothing much
put
has
his butt in the
changed
trash can.
there.
Nothing's changed there. There's only so much they can help the man. But we'll see. But yeah, that's kind of the recent events in Destiny. Worth covering, like I said, because I don't think anyone expected this to happen. I certainly didn't. And especially, like I said, with the commentary going around about D3, it's a weird time to do it if any of that commentary is real or not. And if it is, then, well, like I said, I've given my own personal opinion as to why they might be doing it now then. Like I said, and, well, because it's been making the rounds, I imagine Bungie themselves have most certainly heard the fact that rumors have been making the rounds, so maybe? I mean, I doubt they have not been aware of that at this point. I mean, everyone's talking about it at this
Nah,
point, so
they'd have to be aware of it.
they'd have to be aware. So, and apparently they're going to tell us what is going to happen post episodes and stuff like that, and just the future of Destiny after the Witness is dead and Lightfall, which last I heard is going to probably play out something like this. I think it's going to be campaign missions, and then weirdly enough, I think they're doing something different this time. And don't quote me on this, but from what I hear, it's going to be that it's going to be a raid, and that raid is going to do something. And then once that raid is finished, then the final mission in the campaign is unlocked, and that is when technically the campaign is over after the raid. Which kind of goes into the fact that for the longest time, raids have always done something in Destiny. Like they've always triggered the next section of
They've
things,
always
but
activated some big event or something.
yeah, but it's always generally been post campaign, not during campaign.
Yeah,
So,
it'll be interesting to see what gets mixed up changed up this time.
which is going to be. I've even heard people joking. It would be hilarious that if nobody completes the raid in the first like 24 or 48 hours, that means people are going to wait days for the last mission. Everyone's going to be sitting there being like, "So about that witness." Oh my goodness, the universe is ending. Waits 20 minutes or waits like 3-4 days for someone to complete the raid. We're just gonna forget that.
I'm just gonna forget that ever happened.
Yeah, it's gonna be so hard. You're gonna have to wait days. It's not one can get the last mission. But anyways, but yeah, that's kind of where Destiny stands. So if there's no end commentary, I guess we'll end it here. I'm gonna play stand because the mission's over.
Yes.
Well, thank you. I put a lot of effort into this robe.
Yes.
My beautiful
I
bathrobe.
see that you gave the other yours to the other one who is in gold. Gold and
I'm
purple.
sorry. He just looks better.
He looks more pleasing for Callus.
Except for Callus. My dude, I'm running the Callus multi-tool. I get that. I'm literally running the shadow like ornament on my robes right now.
Well,
I've finally found a use for it.
happy hunting for anyone going for very strong weapons and builds, and we'll see you next week for another bit of news.
Yep, happy onslaughting, I guess. Bye bye now.
Happy Slaughterfest.
That just sounds wrong.
Well, that's what we
Uh,
Guardians do.
oh dear. Minor war crimes alert. All right then. Have a good one, everybody.